I'm a lady coming from South Africa, where I was born and raised in a family. We were 6 children and we were such a happy family. We lived out on a farm. We never knew anything else than playing and going to school. Living on this farm was just wonderful. Having parents there at that stage still have a lot of time for their children. I got married when I was 21. I married a policeman. I was very much in love. At that stage, we young women, we thought a man in a uniform is just something wonderful. We were married for almost 19 years, very happy. We had 4 children that was born out of this marriage, the most precious children, and I love them with all of my heart. And after 19 years, one day, I had this dream. I had many times dreams in my life that happened to come out just as I had this dream. And that night I had this dream of my husband having an affair with a woman. And when I woke up the next morning, I thought, this is so unreal. How can I dream something like this? Everything is wonderful in my marriage. There's nothing wrong. We're so busy raising up children, and he's helping me in every way. Helping me bath them, helping me wake them up in the mornings. He used to bring us tea in bed every morning. He helped us make breakfast. And in my mind, I was just thinking, this is impossible. Maybe it's just a silly dream. But it was bothering my mind for 3 weeks. I was just thinking of that all the time, and I was thinking, well, maybe I must confront him. But what am I going to do if it's the truth? And I was just thinking, well, if it's not the truth, maybe I'm going to have some conflict in my marriage now. And if it's true, what am I going to do? So 3 weeks later, we went to church that evening, and coming back from church, put the children to bed. And as I got to the room, I said to him, listen, you never in your life told me any lies. I just want to ask you something. And I said it in a very good way. I asked him straight, do you have an affair with a woman? And he looked me straight in the eye. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no. And there was just this 5 words answer. He said, how did you find out? That's the only thing I heard, and I thought, oh my God, what's happening now in my life? This is really true. And I remember some time before that, somebody said to me, what are you going to do when the bottom falls out? And I thought, is this my bottom falling out? I was devastated. I felt like screaming, this can't be true. What you're doing to us. We have 4 children. What's going to happen to the children? And I just ran out of the room. I went to the living room, and there I was sitting the whole night, and I was just crying and crying. And I started praying and said, God, why me? Why me? We had such a wonderful relationship. We have such wonderful children. My youngest was 3 at that stage, and I just thought, how can he throw away 4 lovely children? What about myself? How can you do this to me? And as I said, I didn't know where to start. The next morning I had to go to school. I was a teacher. I came to school and my eyes was red from crying the whole night. Everybody wanted to know what's going on. And I felt ashamed. How can I tell them? My husband has an affair with a woman. But in the end, it took about 3-4 months later, we were divorced. I tried from my side. I thought maybe if I'm more friendly to him. We were so busy raising children, maybe I neglected some things in my marriage. I started to putting the blame on myself. And at that stage, I just wanted to know, who is this woman that is breaking up my marriage? And in the end, I found out that it was a woman working with him at the police force. And I hated her. I felt this hate coming into me. I felt bitterness. I felt I could kill them. It came to my mind, if I had a gun, I think I would go and shoot both of them. But I knew that wasn't the answer. I have 4 wonderful children and I must help them. They can't go without me. I'll end up in jail maybe or whatever. So it was a very long time that I just was crying my whole life, just every day. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I lost a lot of weight at that stage. Everybody thought I had an anorexia. Some people didn't know what I was going through, but I was attending a church there at the time of my divorce, and it felt just terrible. Like everybody, when they get to me, they would say, "Don't worry, we'll pray for you. We know what you're going through." And I hated it when they said that. I said, you have no idea what I'm going through. And as I said, we got divorced. It was not an easy divorce. At one stage, my husband said, maybe we must divide the kids. You take 2 and I'll take 2.